siblings talking about buying each other out, just selling their shares of the company or buying the shares of their siblings. I wish I saw this more often than I do, but that's just my own agenda. And the reason I say I wish I saw it more is I see situations way too often where people are owning a company because they think they have to, and because they think it's expected or it would be disrespectful or bad, or they don't even know why. They just think they have to. And so I would say, if you're advising family business owners, please remind them they do not have to own it. There is one situation that I've been part of a conversation about in the last couple months. And there was this question of, oh no, we think if we left the company would not be able to afford to buy us out. And that's a very respectful, in my situation, it was a very respectful concern of that person to have, because according to the buy sell agreement, they could just say, boom, I'm out, and the company would have to find its way. But they were being very respectful and saying, well, I don't know if the company can afford this. And what I encouraged was, find out, don't live in a pretend land where the company can't afford to buy you out. Dig in and find out. That in that particular situation, they're still digging in, but it's not looking nearly as grim as they thought it would be. There are a lot of creative ways, most of which I do not understand because I'm not a financial professional. I do not understand this, but businesses do this every day. They buy out partners, they buy out family members. And sometimes that really, really hurts the business. But what I know to be true is keeping an owner around who's not really interested, who doesn't want to be, who's fed up, who for whatever reason wants to be out. There are expenses, actual financial expenses, and then also, of course, emotional expenses for having them. So I always would say, if this isn't working, just a friendly reminder, you do not have to own this, or you don't have to own it together with your siblings. Perhaps that is what your parents wanted for you. But if you dig deep down, why did the parents give the business 25% to everybody? It's probably because they thought that would be positive for their kids, not negative. And if it's a negative thing, it's okay to ask to be bought out. Other really important thing as an advisor working with family businesses is know that often both sides of that purchase have different ideas about what the price of the business is, the value of the business. And that I think it's very important for each side to have their own person create a valuation. And it's really important for them to dig in and understand how they're valuing the business, because there are many different ways to value a business, and they must agree on what is the method that feels like the right method. And then ideally use that as a model going forward in the company. I could go on about more as far as details and follow-up questions on that, but I'd probably be getting into a land of stuff I don't really know about. Like, I could tell you maybe 2 ways to value a business. I'm sure there's 17, things like that. But what I do think is the most important is find a method you agree on that you're both going to trust, and find your own person to do it. Because there is no magic way to look at a business and say, oh, it's worth that much. If only it were that easy.